All right, guys, welcome back to the Smoker Craft build. This is the final video of the series, other than doing some fishing trips with it. If you guys didn't see what this boat looked like when we first picked it up, go check out the video. You can watch all the videos related to this boat build. There's only like 4 of them, I think, from start to finish. It was pretty bad when we picked it up, like real bad. And now it looks, well, you can see. A nice, fresh, new painted motor, Cryptek camo, paint job that we did, and now we're decking out the inside. We got a bow plate on here. We're going to put a trolling motor on. The thing is going to be pretty sweet. What I think I'm going to do with this is just put a few coats of Rust-Oleum enamel paint on here. New oil-based Rust-Oleum, smoke gray. I'm going to smoke her out. Alright, so I've gone ahead and put 2 coats on all these, front and back. While I'm letting those dry, I'm going to work on some of the wiring that we got to get done before we put the flooring in. I got some really cool LED strip nav lights for the front that will go like right here. I got to wire up my trolling motor, and we also are going to probably put a light right here in this bench that will shine this way, just if you're in the dark and need some light. Cool, so that will mount like that. All right, so those work. So this is actually a light that I had left over from when I built the box on my snowmobile for ice fishing. It came in a pack of 4, and I have an extra one here. I think it will be a nice little addition. Now I gotta run some wire from my switch box here all the way up to the front to this light into those 2 nav lights. And I got this spool off Amazon. It's marine grade, tinned copper wire. We got 100 feet of it. It's 14 gauge. There you are. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up this light just so I can get that over with. And I got all of these kits off Amazon. I'll link them down in the description below. All kinds of like heat shrink connectors that you can use in wet and marine environments. A couple different packs here, crimp connectors. So I'll link all these down in the description below so you guys can get them for yourself, and some heat shrink tube and stuff. All right, let's see if that light's gonna work. Yep. This here is 8 gauge, same type of wire, and I just got a few feet of it here because I'm just going, this is where my plug's going to be, down to where the battery's going to be for the trolling motor. So I'm going to wire up this plug, but I think I'm going to EVA foam this. So I think I'm going to EVA foam this front part and then put my plug right in there so it's nice and trimmed off. So let's do that. Time. It's time to put some of this vinyl on the floor. I've been putting it off for a couple days. I've been letting that Rust-Oleum dry on there. I've been kind of puttering with other things on the boat because I've been procrastinating. Not looking forward to doing this, but I think we're going to start with the front casting deck. We'll try that one first. I can hear the comments already. Why would you put a black floor in a boat? My answer is I have no idea. When I bought this stuff, I saw it online and I thought it was variegated. It was listed as black, but it looked like it was speckled like black and gray. When I got there to pick it up, it was solid black. So I could have got something a little bit lighter. Never really seen a boat with a black floor, probably for a good reason. I think it will actually look pretty sick with this boat because it's kind of like blacked out. It might be a little hot, but also we live in Maine. I mean, if I lived in like Texas or Arizona or Florida or something, I probably wouldn't be doing this, but this stuff is marine grade vinyl flooring. It's black. It's almost got like a truck bed texture. And I'll link it down in the description below. Got it from Fabric Warehouse. A friend of mine actually owns the place, so but you can order stuff right online for them. So let's get a smaller piece out of here and lay this thing down and see if we can get her all installed. They do make specific glue for this stuff, but what I'm gonna use, Loctite Heavy Duty. Oh yeah. Alright, so now we're going and putting these stainless self-tappers in. I've pre-drilled kind of where I think all the holes are and where all the supports are, and we'll go ahead and screw these babies in. Have to give you guys a better look at this out in the sunlight, but front deck came out pretty good. My first time ever using that marine vinyl. Seemed to work pretty good. I could have made this a little bit wider. I wasn't sure how much, how thick that stuff was gonna, how much bulk it was gonna add. Obviously, if you put carpet on, it's gonna be thicker. So I didn't want to have to trim this, put it on and have it be too big and not really fit, which I guess I could have made it a little bit tighter, but whatever. It's easy enough to, if you ever have to, unscrew the thing, take it off, and get out if you like lose something down in there. But I actually really like it. We'll see how dirty it gets and how hot it is, but I think it actually looks sick with the color scheme of the boat. Alright, I got that front deck on. I'm gonna let that glue kind of dry up. I'll do the middle pieces probably another day, but I'm gonna start wiring up my switches here for everything. I'm gonna have everything connected to a on-off switch, and probably gonna use this 12 gauge wire. That's what I got. This is the thickest stuff that I got left. The piece from the trolling motor wasn't long enough for me to get a little jumper piece out of, but I mean, I'm only running a fish finder, a tiny little LED light, tiny LED light for navs, and a bilge pump. So, I mean, I could probably sit on this wire and produce enough power to run this stuff, so. I'm trying to figure out this bilge pump. I mounted this plate to it, drilled some holes. It's gonna sit down in here. Running these wires all in this looming here. I almost forgot, I got this little anchor light that kind of fits in here. Well, I wasn't sure it was all going to fit, but we got all of the wiring into this conduit that we need going into our box here with our switches. These 3 wires are going to the battery, or at least 2 of them are. I don't know if that bilge pump one goes to the battery or not, but we'll figure that out later. Kill switch on, off, and yeah, let's get all these switches wired up. Well, I think I got it all hooked up, so let's try it here. Got everything hooked up to the battery. Whoop, we got power. All right, let's try the cabin light. Yeah. Let's try, these are nav lights here. Let's make sure those are on. I can see them on. Yep. Yep. All right, anchor light. Boom, that works. Bilge pump. No go. Helps if you have everything hooked up, especially the negative there. I'll just show you quickly what I did. I just used this pre-wired nylite switch panel. You can see I labeled all these, came with some labels. They have fuses built into them. You can get like a fuse block and do it that way. I did get a little bus bar for all my negatives that all hook into that. There's a little cover for it and a cover for the terminal going to the battery so nothing touches it. Seems like it's going to work all right, so I can go ahead and pop this switch panel in, tuck all these wires away, and button up this box and move on to putting the floor in. Boom. If you guys remember the first video, this old transducer was just screwed right through the hull. So, and I put new rivets in here and epoxied them. Instead of drilling more holes in this to mount the transducer, I'm going to use one of these stern pads right here. You can find it on Amazon. I'll link it down in the description below. And if you guys watched an old video of mine, I used the Stern Saver version of this, which was an epoxy based adhesive, and I couldn't even find that they make those anymore. And this is kind of looks like basically a replacement of that, and it's 3M tape. So basically tape this on there, and then you can put all your holes through this and not into your boat. So that's what we're gonna do. It says you can mount it right to paint, epoxy paint, not anti-fouling paint, but any type of mostly other paint, fiberglass. With the way that this Alumahawk is, it's a little bit textured, so I outlined where I'm going to put this with a pencil, and I'm going to use this supplied Scotch-Brite pad. Just kind of rough it up a little bit, or try to smooth it out a little bit, and then I'll wipe it down and stick this thing right on there. So I could probably could have just stuck this right on. It's fresh paint, but I just kind of smoothed it out a little bit to get it started. All right, here we go. Don't drop it. Just like that, and then apply some pressure. And there, she's on. Now we can mount our transducer right to that bad boy. Another nice thing that this kit comes with are these cable holders, so you can kind of put it right on the cable. Stick that right on there. Put another one up there a little ways. Right there. We'll see how those hold up. Alright, so now comes another controversial part. Do I put foam in the bottom of this boat or not? I'd rather not. For two reasons. One, foam over time, I don't care what it is, just gets saturated with water. and adds weight to the boat. The way that I have this, if I leave this open, most of the water should be going down through the middle, shouldn't get into the foam really. The other thing is this is a V-hull, so doing this with sheet foam like what I have here is not really ideal because it's not flat. I'm not going to do pour foam because I think that's stupid and expensive and messy, and I'm just not willing to do that. Although it would add some rigidity to this whole floor system. But I think I have some scrap pieces of this pink foam and this blue foam. It's the same exact stuff, just a different color. So I think I've had this kicking around for years in my garage. I have a couple more pieces of it from building the camp. So I think I'm just going to use whatever I got for scrap pieces and just stuff it in here and call it good. This is probably all I'm really going to be able to do is kind of block up like the middle section of this, because then it starts to really curve up. And without, I mean, I could stack these off vertically and cut them with a saw or something, but I really don't want to spend that much time doing it. And the way that we're doing this floor, it's all screw down, so if I want to do it after the fact, I can unscrew the floor and get at it and redo it, like just add more to it. But I think we're just going to do what I can do and we'll call it good. All right, well, it's not pretty. I used up all of my scrap styrofoam, so I'm glad that I got rid of that, honestly. And I didn't do all of it, but I did most of it. That's about as good as I could do. It's all kind of tapered out, and it should, if anything, just help support the floor a little bit. So this was a piece of foam, and that was a piece of foam from the old bench seat over here that kind of fell out. I chopped that up, stuck that in there, and I figured I didn't really need any here because we have an extra support. So it'll at least help support the floor as you're standing on it, and I'll add a little bit of flotation, I guess. Maybe stabilize the bottom of the boat. We'll see. Boom, we have a floor. All right, floor is all in. It seems to be pretty solid. I put as few screws as I dared to. You can see like there's a rib that goes here, so I skipped the edge ones and just did the middle ones. So I didn't want a ton of screws everywhere, but I think that's plenty to hold it down. It seems really solid. I was a little bit worried about having that 1/2 inch plywood on here, but it's all super solid with that framework that I did. Front deck's all done, looks good. I think the black looks sick, honestly, with the boat. I mean, that looks pretty sweet. So only got a few more things left to do. I'm gonna do a little foam work probably on this seat. A little bit of tidying up of this and a couple other things, and then we can go test this thing out on the water. All right, so the next thing I want to do, you guys may have seen these on my old boat. I love these things. Strapino sent these straps over here to help secure our boat to our trailer, because as you guys may have saw when I picked this up, the only easy way to hook this onto the trailer is to put a ratchet strap down around up over this and over the top, which works fine, but these are gonna work way better. I'll link these down in the description below. I love these things. Josh has had a set on his boat for a while. My old boat had a set. They're super quick and easy. They're ratcheting tie downs for a boat trailer. And these are the stainless version. I'm gonna pop these on the trailer, show you how they work. Alright, so I don't have the best place to mount these. This is probably not a great example of how to use these, although it does solve the problem here. Usually, like your boat trailer, a lot of times will stick way back here, and on my old boat, I actually attached these to the bunks, but these bunks tip, and they're not really well secured, so I don't want to do that. I hooked way back here. This has a 4-foot strap on it. So I like to leave mine actually just a little tiny bit loose. You can see they come with really robust stainless hardware, 3/4 inch stainless stuff. So I put it on there. It's got a nice lock washer on there to hold everything in place. So I leave it just a tiny bit loose. And then all you have to do, see right now it's locked. We push down on this white lever. Make sure your handle's all the way down. Push down this white lever and pull this strap all the way out. And then we can go back here, hook it on our boat like that. And then all we have to do, make sure that's all in line there. Engage this thing just like a ratchet strap. Nice and tight. And that right there is tight. That boat's not going anywhere. A little bit easier than a ratchet strap, trying to wrap it up around, keep both ends tight. It's easy to do it with one person this way. Big shout out to Strapino for sending these things over to me. I've used these things for years and I love them. It'll be linked in the description below. Alright, so you guys can see the skeg on this is chipped off a little bit. This is a pretty heavy motor. I have no idea if that happened from backing it down to a ramp or probably setting it down on the ground or something. I don't know what happened. It's got a little bit of dings on the front. You can see I just drilled a hole through here. You're probably wondering why that's there. I'm putting on this Max prop saver. I've run this on one of my other boats and really liked it. And I was gonna save it and put it on a different boat that I was gonna run in the river, but I think we might keep this boat for a little bit. So what's going on here? So we just gotta bolt it up and it protects your prop and kind of saves the skeg a little bit. So this is the trolling motor battery that we're using. I got this for free from a company, so that's why I'm using it. I did not pay for it. They sent it to me a while ago. Seacon, it's a 100 amp hour trolling motor battery, I guess, but it's a group 24, so it's a smaller battery. I think it'll run this smaller trolling motor all right. We'll test it out. I have used it a little bit with a trolling motor so far, a little tiller drive one, and it worked all right, so I think it'll be fine for what we're going to use it for. So I just got a little charging cable here, a little breaker, and it goes right to the trolling motor. So we're going to drop this thing right down in here, set it right in our box. Bingo, bango, bongo. Plugged in here. I just got it propped up so we can test it. And she works. So that should be all set to go. Let me drop this thing in. This is the battery that I'm going to be using for running my electronics, basically powering the switch box here. Another company sent me this, Akmo. I'll leave it down in the description below. And it should do everything we need to just power some lights in the electronics. It's a Group 24. Okay, that's on. Lights work. Alright, so I think that came out alright. I got around this kind of, I don't know, I did alright. Not terrible, not great, but looks pretty good, I think. Definitely a lot more comfortable seat with that foam on there. I didn't go all the way to the edge here. I could probably fit a piece in right there if I wanted to, but I kind of like having that bare aluminum there so I can mount a bigger fish finder, whatever might happen there, I'm not sure. At least you can't really see the dent here anymore where the seat mount used to be. So yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. This is just a box that I got at Lowe's that I'm gonna keep all the boat stuff in, all the registration, plug, an extra rope, parts and pieces, and anything else you want to keep dry while you're in the boat, you can toss right in there. I have a couple scrap pieces left Let's see if we can make something fit on here. Alright guys, so the Krylon Killer build is done. We got it all done. It's actually a pretty sick boat. With the color scheme that I did, it's like murdered out black, and it's not what I envisioned when I first started building this thing. I was gonna do a foam floor, like a camo pattern, but I decided to do this other option with the black interior, and this stuff came out really good. I got a really good deal on it anyways. It was way cheaper than doing foam, and like I said, I had a buddy that sells this stuff, so I got a really good deal. I think the black looks sick with this. I don't know how dirty it's gonna get after we use it some, or how hot it's gonna be standing on it. I don't think it'll be that bad. But so I built this boat to basically troll with for trout and salmon, and up here in the Northeast, that's what a lot of people do. Now granted, this is a smaller boat, but 14 foot, you can still do a lot of damage with a 14 footer up here. So I built this more so to troll out of. If we were going to be doing bass fishing, I would have decked this whole thing over like a lot of the guys do, the John boat to bass boat conversion, all that stuff, and decked it over with a bunch of hatches. But we want to be doing some trolling, so having a floor this high, it's just not ideal for fishing 2 people out of this thing. It's nice to have a nice flat floor to stand on, a lot of open space and room, and something to lean up against if you're going through rough water fighting some fish, so you're not falling out of the boat. Usually when I go trolling, all of my gear is in a single bag, so I can just bring the bag, I can set it there, I don't need a special compartment, I'm in and out of the bag all the time, and then we bring the rods with us. So we don't need a lot of storage in here, I don't personally, but we do have a bunch of storage in this box right here. And we have this big hatch up in the front, which you can put life jackets and all kinds of stuff down inside of. So there's a lot of storage in there. We also hooked up the trolling motor here because we've had this kicking around for a little while. This is actually Josh's old motor, but because it's 90 degrees out right now, we're not going to be doing any trolling with this thing anytime soon. We've still got a nice little casting deck up here, and we can cast from down here. But maybe we can go out and fly fish for some pike or some smallmouth or something until the water cools down and we can get out and troll with this thing. I put these rod tubes in here. I've had these for like 8 years banging around in my garage. Finally had a use for them. They match the boat. It's pretty sick. You can put your trolling rods right in there as you're driving out. We got the Scotty Orca rod holders on there. Came off my other boat. I left the old Smoker Craft rod holders here and kind of modified this one up on this brace that I made so we can still put some rods in here and be out of the way. I think it's a pretty sweet layout, especially for fly fishing. You know, there's less stuff to get hooked on if you're fishing in this area or up on the deck. It's just a nice open concept and I really like it. Outboard looking fresh. We got the River Runner on there. The Strapino straps holding everything down. Dude, it looks awesome. Can't wait to get out and try it. Anyway, it's about 100 degrees out, so let's go hop in this boat, give it a whirl across the lake, see if we can catch a couple fish in it. Alright, let's try this trolling motor. That worked pretty dang good, man. That one. Yeah, we got some decent one. Yeah. You're gonna need the net for this one. Stay down, buddy. This is a nice smallie. Oh yeah, dude. Look how big it is. Oh man. Nice September smallie. He's barely hooked too. He is barely hooked. This is gonna be a little bit of a battle here. Yep, I got him. Whew. Jesus. Oh, guys. Oh my god, dude. Look at this bass. Yeah. Alright, buddy. Here he goes. Alright, guys, so there you have it. The boat build is done. Came out pretty good, and it actually fishes pretty good too. For how small that front deck is, it works great. And then we got all this room here. I did some bass fishing off the bow, worked pretty good. And I even did some trolling. I didn't catch anything trolling, but the setup is nice for laying lines out, having a couple guys in here. You just got a bunch of room to kind of move around, land fish and stuff. So it works pretty good. I actually really like it a lot. So yeah. Fun little build I worked on this summer. Let me know what you guys think about these type of videos, these little boat build videos. I may do some more in the future, but I kind of really just wanted to do one of these like a couple years ago, and I finally found this boat to do it on. So I don't know if I'm going to keep this boat or not. I might keep it for a little while and fish with it, make some videos with it, but maybe we'll put it up. I might put it up for sale. I don't know. That was really the main reason for doing this, because I got my eye on some other stuff that I've been trying to work my way up to. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this boat. It came out pretty good. Motor runs great. The thing is a beast for a little 14-foot. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.